Hey, it's Chad Dude 2008 here, and recently I've been looking into buying a Pro controller. I've done a lot of research on this subject. If you don't know what a Pro controller is, it is a controller that has buttons or paddles in the back so that whenever you're playing a game like Call of Duty, Destiny, a first-person shooter usually, you don't have to take your thumbsticks off your aiming stick to press jump or slide, reload, whatever you assign the buttons or paddles to. But there are quite a few different companies that make these controllers. The 6 that I looked into were the Controller Shop, Cinch, Beaver, Aim Controllers, Scuf Controllers, and Sharq controllers. Sharq is actually spelled Sharq. Some people call them Sharq controllers. But I have spent hours and hours researching what controllers are best, watching reviews, what controllers are durable, things like that. So I thought that I would help you out and tell you what I learned so that maybe you don't have to research this subject quite as long as I had to. So if you just want to go ahead to the end of the video, I'll put the timestamp here. That'll be my recommendations that I'll put at the end of the video. Now we're going to go through each one of these companies individually. All of these companies have small differences. Most of them will give you things like you can customize it visually, like making it an orange controller or yellow controller. Some of them have more detailed colors and schemes that you can do to them, like some of them have skulls, some of them have money you can put on them, textures such as that, or checkered textures. But I'm not gonna say what each one has unless it's very, very wide variety. There is one that's quite customizable, but in that area, most of these controller shops are pretty similar. But I'll be telling you what you can get on each company that you may not be able to get on the other company. So let's go ahead, and first we'll be talking about the companies that offer buttons rather than paddles on the back. Each company I look at, I'll show you the buttons/paddles and what they actually look like, how they design theirs. So first off, let's go with the Controller Shop. And by far, this company has the most customization options of any of these companies I'm going to talk about. They have the most colors you can put on them, the most different designs. They actually have buttons. I use PlayStation, so I'll be talking about PlayStation controllers, but this is also for Xbox. They have 9mm shell casings that they've filed down and put as your triangle, X, square, and O buttons. And they actually have LEDs in them, so they light up. Your controller will light up on those buttons. And the LEDs even come in different colors. I think you can get them in red, blue, black. Not black, that wouldn't be a light. White. Basically any basic color, you can get those buttons in. Also, they have metal and plastic translucent thumbsticks. This is the only place I saw that had metal thumbsticks. I thought it was a really interesting concept. This was interesting to me because I know that on a lot of PlayStation controllers, a lot of people complain about the rubber coming off. This would fix that problem. Obviously, they're metal. They don't have any rubber, so they may not be as comfortable, but that's up to you whether you get them. They also are the only controller company that I saw that had a 1-year warranty. This is an extended warranty. You have to pay a little bit extra for this warranty, but it's the only one that I found that had that long of a warranty. Now, their price has the biggest range of all of these controllers. And the reason that is because they're the most customizable. The cheapest controller you can get, and this just looks like a basic PS4 controller, except it has buttons on the back, and that's $100. The most expensive, I added everything I could. The most expensive paint jobs, the LED, bullet casing, buttons, all of that stuff was $432. And that's very, very expensive. But I don't think that anybody's actually going to want all of that customization on there. But just so you know, that's the price range, about $100 to $435 if you want all the customization options. With this company, it was pretty average. What I found about in the reviews, some people really liked them. There were a few that were negative, but that's kind of expected. Anything's going to have a negative review. These are all electronics, so sometimes you're just going to get a bad one, and it sucks, but it happens every so often, whether it's a computer, whether it's a PlayStation, whether it's a TV, whatever. Sometimes electronics mess up, and it's not anybody's fault. But overall, I did find that their reviews were pretty good. Now, one disclaimer I do need to say with all of these companies is some of them are more popular than others. And because of their popularity, like Scuf is like the Nike of pro controllers, Scuf's going to have more negative reviews. And the reason that is because they have more reviews in general. People buy their stuff more often. If you only have 10 people buying your things, it's a lot less likely that you'll get a bad review, whereas Scuf has thousands of people reviewing their controllers. So even if it's only 10% of the people who dislike their controllers, if they have 10,000 people buying them, it's still 1,000 bad reviews. So keep that in mind as we're going through these. But yeah, Controller Shop didn't seem too bad. Cinch, they're a little bit more well known. They're probably right under Scuf controllers. They're the most well known company that has buttons in their controllers rather than paddles. They're pretty basic. They have just about the same customization options as anybody else. You can get a total of 4 buttons on this, where on the Controller Shop, I think you can only get 2 buttons, one on the right, one on the left. On Cinch, you can get 2 on the right and 2 on the left. But Cinch's price points are, the cheapest is about $114. The most expensive is $252. And like I said, they just don't have as many customization options as the Controller Shop. That's the reason they don't go up as high as the Controller Shop. But from what I saw, Controller Shop actually has a little bit better pricing for what you get, I felt like. You don't get as much with Cinch. But from what I've seen of the reviews, they have been a pretty reliable controller company. I have seen some bad reviews and stuff like that. They had more bad reviews than I saw for the Controller Shop or Beaver, which is the third controller company that I'm going to review here in a second. But like I said, it is a little bit more popular, so maybe that's why. But I was a little bit skeptical. I actually would recommend the third that I am fixing to review, Beavers. They just seemed a little bit more legitimate. I barely saw any negative reviews for Beaver. Nearly every one of them was saying that they loved their controller, that everything about it was great. One thing that Beaver offers that no other company that I'm reviewing offers is a custom thumbstick tension. The reason why this would be important is, especially for your right stick, if it's too easy to move, you're going to be over aiming on FPS games. So you may like it, you may not, but this is one thing that I found out that only they offer. But another thing that I saw that was unique to Beaver was the Xbox One Elite thumbsticks. If you did not know, the Xbox One has come out with its own Microsoft Pro controller that is actually from Microsoft, so you don't have to go through these different companies to get a Pro controller. And they have interchangeable thumbsticks, so you can get a taller or shorter thumbsticks depending on what you like. And so what Beaver does is they will take out the PlayStation thumbsticks and actually replace them with these interchangeable Xbox One Pro controller thumbsticks. And I thought that was very interesting. I didn't see that on any of the other controllers at all. Another thing that's unique to them is their 120-day extended warranty. Most all of the controller companies will offer you a 30 or 90-day warranty, which is kind of sad because a regular PlayStation controller comes with, I think, a year warranty. I wish that they were more like that, especially because a lot of these companies are known for less durable controllers. But from what I saw the reviews of Battle Beaver, not many people had bad experiences with Battle Beaver, the company, and their customer service is very good. Now, one thing I did have to say, Battle Beaver has gotten very popular in just the last year or so. And if you go on YouTube, they actually have a tour of their facility, and it's not a very big facility. It's an office space, and they are hand making these controllers. Their quality, from what I saw, was probably the best out of any of these controller companies. They sit there and they hand make these things. But because of that, you're going to be waiting months for one of these controllers to get to you. But it might be worth it for the quality that they give. Now let's move on to paddles. I ended up buying a controller with paddles just because with a controller, the paddles are a little bit nicer to me because I don't have to stick my fingers in the certain spot that the buttons are. One more thing with Battle Beaver, they actually have a wide variety of button placements. So you can look on your controller right now, figure out where do you put your fingers on the controller, and then go on their website and put the button where you put your fingers on the back. So that's one other thing that is unique to Battle Beaver, and I think is very important for a controller with buttons on it rather than paddles. Now, paddles, you don't have to have them in a specific spot because they are longer, they're bigger, so your fingers, pretty much no matter where they end up, probably going to be pretty close to those paddles where it's easy to move them to hit those paddles. But that's the reason why I chose a paddled controller. Since Scuf is the most important, I'll go ahead and review them first. Like I said, so many people have bad experiences with Scuf, and I think it's kind of ridiculous the amount of reviews they have that are just bad. Whether it's the thumbsticks messing up, Scuf has their own personal thumbsticks. They make them themselves, and they have the little Scuf logo on them. And what I saw, people were complaining about them so much. They got torn up and just messed up all the time. And if you use Control Freaks, they don't fit Control Freaks. So that was bad. And I saw a bunch of reviews about the paddles that they have, which is the whole reason you buy these controllers, going bad or just snapping, literally snapping in half. And that's one reason why I didn't choose Scuf. They do have removable thumbsticks, which only 3 of the companies have removable thumbsticks. That would be Scuf, Battle Beaver, and AIM controllers, which I haven't yet reviewed yet. But they do have removable thumbsticks, which is a nice feature. But I don't think it's worth the risk. From what I saw, there were many, many bad Scuf reviews. But like I said, they're also the most popular. Maybe it's just the fact that people are more likely to tell a bad review than a good review. Their price point is $124 to $250 about, and they're one of the higher priced controllers. Like I said, they are the name brand controller. Sometimes you'll even hear people call a Pro controller a Scuf controller, just like you'll hear people call a bandage that you would put over a scrape or a wound a Band-Aid, because Band-Aid brand has a monopoly pretty much over that thing. Scuf has a huge monopoly in this area. People don't even realize how many custom controllers are out there. Now, let's move on to Sharq. Like I said, it's spelled Sharq, and they're just a lesser known Scuf. I saw a few reviews of the same thing happening to Sharqs, where the back paddles break, they snap. So that's not good. But overall, Sharq actually had some very good reviews. They definitely had more good reviews than I saw bad. I think their price is the cheapest out of all of these companies. They start out at $88 about. And again, that's just with paddles and nothing else. But they end up at $143. They are not going to offer you a ton of customization options or anything. It's just kind of basic. But you'll get that Pro controller you want. So yeah, they don't have anything really unique to them. You're just going to get a basic Pro controller from them. But it's going to be a cheaper Pro controller. Now, aim controllers. This one, I didn't find too many reviews on it. And the ones I did find, a lot of them were Dutch. I'm pretty positive they are home based in over there in Europe. And that's the reason why I couldn't find a ton of reviews in English. But the ones I did were all amazing. Everyone loved this controller. I literally couldn't find one bad review of this controller. They do have removable sticks, and you can get different sticks with them. You can get Xbox One sticks, Xbox 360 sticks, the different styles of sticks that you can get. One thing I really liked about it was the paddle layout, the way they design their paddles, which you can see on screen. It's a little bit different. Scuf and Sharq both have a similar layout for their paddles. And I think that's one reason why you find people reviewing them that they got broken in half. If you look, it would be very difficult to break these in half like the Sharqs and the Scuf controllers are. Now, the price for the aim controllers is from 105 about to about 200, which I thought was very, very reasonable. Finally, if I were to recommend one of each, a buttoned controller and a paddled controller, I would recommend Battle Beaver. Like I said, they are quality built, they're handmade, and so that's a big plus. But like I said, it's gonna take a while for you to get that Battle Beaver. But from what I saw, their customer service was one of the best customer services. Their price points were great, and like I said, their build quality is great, and they're the only company that offers different thumbstick tensions, which I saw a lot of people say made a big difference in their aiming. So I would definitely recommend Battle Beaver if you're wanting a buttoned controller. Plus, with the different positions you can put the buttons in, I just definitely think Battle Beaver is probably the best if you want buttons. But if you want paddles, which I did, I actually did buy the aim controller. And I nearly bought a Sharq, but what really pushed me over the edge was, first off, the paddle configuration and how my fingers just sit right there. I don't have to reach over for the paddle or anything. It's right where I put my fingers. But also, their customer service. Like I said, I did buy an aim controller, but I bought it after Christmas. I got a bunch of Amazon gift cards and I was looking for stuff to buy. And I saw this controller on Amazon. They had listings on Amazon, but they did not have one with the remappable buttons, which is something I really wanted. So I went ahead, I emailed them. They got back to me the next day and said that they could add a listing on Amazon for the remappable buttons because I only had Amazon gift cards. I couldn't buy it from their site. And the next day they had it on there. It was amazing, their customer service, and how quick they got it to me. I will be doing a review over my controller, so be looking for that. Anyway, I really hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope I saved you some time looking into these different controller shops. If you have bought any of these controllers and had a good or a bad experience with it, go ahead and comment down below so that we can all be more educated on which one of these things to buy. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you want more videos like this over Destiny or over Call of Duty gameplays, things like that, tips and tricks, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day.